Previously on the other dungeon, the party continued their hunt for the loose Vishkanyan children. Used some aged zombies as kindling to smoke them out, only to inadvertently force them into the captain's and first mate's quarters, where one of the children somehow took control of the ship and its crew, and Eriku and Bekefo were captured after standing up to the new captain, who then released Karam and all the Vishkanyan prisoners, so Karam tried to arrange for her allies' release, and possible passage home if they could find a way to feed the crew, and surface the ship to try and gauge their location. And now, the other dungeon continues.
How about we make him something special this morning? Maybe something that's sweet, not pizza-ish, but still one of his favorite, maybe.
A Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity.
As they make it really, really good.
He's not cooking for, he's cooking one meal for the captain, no one else gets anything. He's just cooking a special meal for the captain to be delivered.
Fine, that's wrong.
He does that as fast and as efficiently and as well as possible. Alright, he gets to cooking.
We should get the old captain and have him take a look at the navigator.
Right.
Maybe he'll do a better job than that.
You can go ahead and find him on it. I want to make sure it's fresh.
Oh, watch over his meal?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go find the old captain.
Karam hangs out in the galley while the cook cooks. Arog heads back up to talk to the old captain.
I'm gonna go up to him and be like, I think I found some more maps. You wanna come take a look at these?
He yawns and leans his mop against the wall and shrugs. I guess as long as we do it real quick.
Real quick.
Alright, you go and look at some maps.
I do it real quick.
Alright, he looks at some
Really
maps.
fast.
Oh yeah, he pulls out all the maps. He can name all the, this is north, this is south. These maps are all accurate and gridded, and they've got legends and stuff. These maps are great.
Perfect. Based on what we saw last night, I know it was an estimate, but do you think you have an idea of where we are?
Oh,
we
hell
can
no.
always take another look too if you have a few more minutes.
Oh, we're lost. Wherever we are, we're way farther south or north than I've ever been.
None of these maps show as far as we've gone.
Look, all I ever did whenever I was captain is sail in a circle from east to west. We've gone north or south, and I have no idea where we are.
We're further north for sure. Saw ice last night.
He says, well, there's more ice in the south than the north. Look at this map. And he points to the great ice sheets, which are all in the southern part of the world.
Oh, okay. Well then, I didn't know that about
A lot of people don't. Most people don't travel that far.
No, I've never been this far south. I'm gonna pop up to the top deck and take another look if you would mind accompanying me. Maybe we can get some bearing. We gotta find somewhere to go.
Yeah, I would love to go up deck, but like I said, we gotta make it quick.
Quick!
Alright, so you guys go up deck. It's bright. It's daylight now. The sky's still kind of gray for a daylight, but it's kind of an overcast day. Water's still black. Still not a whole lot to see. You're farther away from the ice sheets than before. I mean, you couldn't see him before. The captain, if you let him hold a spyglass, he's got decent eyes. But we'll point out that, you're pretty far away from the ice sheets at this point.
I take out the spyglass and I'm like, here, I haven't gotten used to how to use this thing. And I hand it back to him. I'm like, why don't you take a look, see what you can find.
Look around. You guys are obviously traveling north, he'll say, away from the ice sheets.
Alright.
He also doesn't see anything in any direction, but he assumes if you travel far enough north, we'll leave the black water.
Well, that sounds good enough to me. I hold my hand back out for my spyglass.
So he gives it back, no questions asked. You traded for it.
I pocket it back, and then we head back down below. And go find Karam.
Well, at least put your own back.
But if we keep going north, we should leave the Blackwater.
Right.
And then at least be out of that shit.
The captain's breakfast done yet?
Yeah, it's done. It's pretty quick to cook breakfast. You want to try and hand deliver it or something?
Yeah, I say thank you very much.
As you leave with the breakfast, the chef makes all kinds of butt-kissing jokes.
I cropped us half where
You take the breakfast to the captain's quarters, knock on the door.
Knock on the door and I say, I have a treat for you. Good morning, Captain.
Diplomacy. Alright, you hear some noise from inside of his room. You can't quite make out what he says. First mate's quarters door will open, and the first and second mates will come out, the two other young Vishkanyan kids. And they'll come over and see what you got and demand you give them that food.
Hey kiddos, hold up. I'll get you some breakfast too, but you have to give this to the captain. He's got the hat on.
Diplomacy.
Natural 20. Yes.
They'll begrudgingly agree and stomp off.
Wow. So then I know how to count. Hey sleepyhead, I got something for you.
Diplomacy to try and wake him up again.
24.
That's pretty good. He'll open the door a crack because it smells so good. He'll snatch up whatever you got.
Can I reflex, kind of pull it away before he snatches it?
Yeah, you can do a reflex to pull it away before he snatches it. Roll me a reflex contest. I got a 20, not natural.
Oh man, we got it. Yeah, you got it. This is an 8.
Alright, so before you can grab the plate, it's inside the door and the door is locked again. Real quick, little kid. That food's gone.
Try him later.
I'm gonna say you're welcome, and I'll walk away.
Milling around the top deck.
I look for Erog.
Doing my day-to-day grind thing. What's up with our plan? I know we're lost as fuck.
Still trying to get the captain a little weak, so we are friends out to help us find stuff. How are you doing communicating with the maps and the navigator.
Oh, I already told you. We're lost as fuck.
Sorry. Oh yeah, that's right.
North gets us out of the Blackwater. The southern region is full of ice. Still away from them, so.
Tell the navigator head toward where we saw the flying boar. Let's go up top.
Okay.
Have another gander.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. We're up there. We can just pop in and out as we please.
So does Arog and Karam go up top?
Yeah.
So,
Alright, and you guys take a look around once you get up there.
Can I see that spyglass again, please?
yeah, here you go.
I want to look around spyglass again. Oh, 18.
18. Broad daylight now, so it's a little bit easier to see, although there's still not much to see. We'll see the break in the Blackwater. It's a little bit farther north where there starts being some like darker blue water where it sort of like mixes together, sort of brackish. But otherwise, there's not to see. You no longer see the demons in the sky. They seem to have retreated during the day. You might spot some underwater activity, shark fins here and there, stuff like that, but if you want to go hunting shark, not a whole lot going on.
I want to go hunting shark.
I think we should head towards the edge of the dark water, where the dark water meets the blue water.
Well, that's where we're heading.
Yeah, we should head in that direction and chill out there for a moment.
Okay.
You guys just want to hang out on top deck as you head that way?
Yeah, is that the way we're heading right now?
Yeah.
I've got a fishing kit.
Yeah,
Do you want to try and fish or anything while you're up there? Because you're going to be up there
I got
for
a
at least 8
fishing hook
hours,
and all
so
that shit. I'm gonna bait my fishing hook and
roll a survival check.
drop that fishing pole over the edge. 9.
Roll for initiative.
6.
11.
Alright, while trying to fish, you guys have attracted, once again, a gargantuan shadow shark. I got a 17 for initiative.
Oh.
Gosh dang it. Let's go back into the Can we flee?
Yeah, I'd like to flee back into the
Yeah, let's
ship.
flee. Disengage.
Alright, you guys go back below deck.
I'm gonna be like, heads up as we're going down there. I'm like, there's a big ass shark out there.
After your heads up, the ship is rocked by this great shark.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about there.
Everything
You ready to
shakes.
fight this thing?
I'm going to the captain's quarters.
I'm gonna close the
I'm
hatch
going
behind
to the
us.
captain's
This
quarters.
thing's big enough to rock a submarine.
Oh
And
yeah.
I bang on the captain's door.
Alright, you bang on the captain's door.
Emergency.
Alright, roll diplomacy for emergency.
21.
He says let his friends handle it. If they can't handle it, then he'll do it.
Yeah, I run next door and knock on the...
Alright, first and second mate come out.
Yeah, I know I promised you breakfast, and I promise I'll get you breakfast after this, but we need my friends that are in prison to help us defeat this monster that might sink our ship.
Diplomacy.
Red alert, y'all.
Red alert! Tactical alert! 5.
They say breakfast first.
Yes, I get the cook! Like 2 more meals, please!
The cook has gone back to bed by the time you get there. The ship is still being rocked. So as you're coming downstairs, every now and then, like, the ship is getting hit by something very large. You saw the shark, it was at least 20 foot in length, so it's a pretty big fella. Yeah, so they'll page for the chef. It's a food emergency. So he'll come begrudgingly again and, like, be like you again. The chef's obviously getting tired of seeing you, Karam. But with a diplomacy check, he might cook something up for you.
Then,
He says, it's not even for the captain, why don't you just do it yourself? And he, like, throws a pan at you. Roll a reflex save.
7. Oh.
You're gonna take 2 frying pan damage. You have control of the kitchen if you want to cook something up, or cook with a survival check.
Can I yell at him?
Or you can yell at him with an intimidation or a diplomacy.
I'm gonna yell at him if he doesn't cook up something for the captain's buddies right now. The ship might sink.
Was that intimidation or diplomacy?
Natural 20.
Alright, he'll begrudgingly agree to make your breakfast. He does it, but you can tell he doesn't do it with the same attitude he made the captain's breakfast. Instead of a smiley face pancake, it's like a flat smile pancake.
That's fine with me. That's what they deserve.
You deliver a mediocre breakfast to the second and first mate.
Yeah, I say, okay, now I need my friends free so we can...
Diplomacy.
17.
Alright, they say 1 in, 1 out. You'll go lock up 2 crew members that they complain about. You can switch out your 2 friends for the 2 crew members that the 2 of these kids complain about.
Okay, who are these?
There's this guy named Agawa, this guy named Sheeter, and they didn't like the way they looked at him or something. They're part of the old crew, both humanoids, not Vishkanya.
Can I ask them if they know if the ship has any weapons, any kind of defenses?
Us, we are the ship's defenses. We don't have any cannons or torpedoes or harpoons or anything.
I asked them if they knew where I could find these men.
Say it's a pretty small ship. If you look around, I'm sure you can find them.
Where did you last see them?
Man, I think that Sheeter over there, and they point. I mean, it's pretty crowded up here right now. They point towards a group of people.
Alright, I yell out, "Shit!"
Alright, intimidate.
It was either 11 or 9.
So either they didn't hear you, or no one seems to turn around or pay any attention when you yell that direction.
I run up close to the group. Hey, where's Sheeter?
Alright, diplomacy.
25.
Alright, they'll point to Sheeter. They all point to an elven man.
Hey, you, sir, I need you to follow me.
Says why?
Captain's orders.
Bluff?
Or the first mate's orders. The first mate, what are they called?
Diplomacy. First and second mate.
20, not natural.
He'll ask where.
I just need to lock you up temporarily.
Diplomacy.
21.
He says, I don't know. They lock you up. That means they're going to feed you to the ship. I'm not stupid. I don't want to be ship food. There's only 3 people down there. That puts me like in the top 3 of people that are going to get fed to the ship.
Oh, interesting.
You know, thing's going to eat in like 4 days from now. I'm not going down there unless you can promise I'm out of that cell in 4 days. Before this thing has to eat.
I promise I'll do my very best.
I'm not good enough without a really high diplomacy.
There's one more guy that's going in there for you, so yours won't be even fair, but I promise
Not if we're taking someone's places. My chances will still be 1 in 3 if he's taking another person's place. My chances remain even.
I figure for the benefit of all of us, either you die now by the hand or this shark attacking us, or there's a small chance to die later.
Really, I prefer just to not die. Is there a not die option?
Go on the prison cell.
I'm gonna back up Karen. I'm gonna like put my hand on my axe and cup. And be like, listen, they said lock you up, and we're gonna put you in that cell one way or another.
So it looks like it's gonna be another. Roll for initiative.
Alright.
I only got a 6, so.
I got a natural one.
Alright, so Karen can go first.
Try to knock him out with the end of my foot. Look over there!
Are you trying to distract him first? That's a bluff check if you want to try and distract him.
Yeah.
If it's successful, he'll take a -2 to his AC. The ship is still getting rocked every like 12 seconds, 18 seconds.
Ripped from 19.
You seem trustworthy, so he actually does look the other direction because for some reason, why would you lie? You seem like such a nice person. So he will take a -2 on his AC.
14.
A miss. He's gonna swing back at you. Karen, I've only got a 16 versus your AC though. Oh, so it's a hit. Only 3 damage.
I'm gonna take a big old wide swing just right at his general midsection.
Okay, he just stabbed Karen with his dagger, so you're swinging your blade in his belly.
13.
Miss.
Nah.
Even though he stabbed me, still gonna try and knock him out.
You're still gonna try him with the blunt end of your flail.
Yeah.
You don't want to kill him, you just want to knock him unconscious.
Oh. Can I use your hero point?
Was it a natural 1?
No, it was a 2.
You can still use 1 if you like, yeah.
Yeah, I use
Alright,
it.
you can re-roll +8.
I want to roll to his side and then, like, try to hit the back of his head with my
Alright, so roll me an acrobatics for the roll. Don't add a +8 on that one, because you could probably do that one okay.
11.
Wasn't a beautiful roll, but you pulled off a roll. It was definitely like a kid's first day of gymnastics class kind of forward roll. You like just tumble over forward, but you still land close enough to pull off this shot if you can roll it. So roll BAB plus strength +8 on head
Right
shot.
the back of the head. Boom.
21.
You only had to do a 20 to hit his head, so even with the call shot, that is effective. So you'll hit him on the head, which will stun him.
Sorry, 3.
And then he's gonna swing on you. He takes a -2. I got a natural 20 though. 10 damage. This time he stabbed you good.
I'm gonna chop him again, this time like lower toward his leg. That is actually only a 9.
Alright, swing and a miss again, Arog.
Alright, fuck.
I yell out to the people around us, you need to put this man in the prison cells right now.
All it does is seem to egg on the crew. They're all humming the same tune. And they all seem to, like, as you yell that, or now instead of doing their work, or like circling around you guys fighting and like humming a tune, which is just kind of creepy. So now the fight's just being watched.
Oh, freak out.
Now there's like a 15-foot arena of people around you guys, so you're like now in a circle of people humming the same song as you fight. Well, they don't break up the fight or help you in any way. They do stop doing their work while the fight's going on, though.
I just swing at the dude again. 11.
A miss. Gonna swing on Cam. I only got a 6 that time, so he's gonna miss with his knife this time.
Alright, I'm gonna notice the people gathering around me, and I'm gonna like take some pride in that, because more people are watching me fight.
Yeah. World Star! World Star!
I'm gonna like land my axe onto my shield at times for the crowd, try to stir them up, and then I'm gonna chop at that fucker.
Alright, do me diplomacy to like build up the crowd just for the move.
12.
Not great crowd work, but you're working on it. So it's a new move for you. It makes some noise. They seem interested. It wasn't bad. It wasn't below 10, but
Alright, well this is good. Excited. I hit him with a 23.
that is a hit. Here comes that axe. Maybe it was all you needed was that one chest pumping move just to pump yourself up. You got that axe move in there now.
Oh, I gotta whoop myself up. That is an 8.
Always a crowd pleaser. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Get it. No swing. 16.
Barely a miss.
Love a beach.
Your flail like just by an inch. Alright, Sheeter got a 20, not natural, versus your AC Cam.
15.
Only does 3 damage that time.
I am going going to roar at this guy, intimidating.
Ooh.
Get out, because I like that. And then I'm gonna charge at him and fucking bash the shit out of him with my shield.
Yes.
Alright, so roll Intimidate for the roar, and then CMB for the charge.
Alright, intimidate, that's 9 on the roar.
Alright, not the most intimidating thing to this guy, I guess. He's pretty focused at cutting the dude right in front of him, but...
And CMB?
You're just like, running at him.
That's 23.
That's gonna hit him, though. So you can push him back 5-10 feet, like right into the crowd, basically. You, like, mosh pit him. You've created some distance between yourself and him and Karam.
Lay on hands myself.
Alright, Karam feels himself up. Gets that sexual healing.
I'm gonna do that real quick. I'm gonna swing at him again with my flail. 14.
Another miss. This guy tries to stab you again. Oh, only got a 4 that time, though. Really shitty roll.
Whew.
Misses by a long shot, as he was dodging your flail.
No
I'm
stress.
gonna sweep his leg. I'm gonna try to trip this motherfucker.
Alright, roll CMB to trip.
Alright, that's 13.
Ooh, unfortunately, you're unable to knock him off his feet.
Okay.
He's like a tree. His legs are spread, steady on his feet. He's a sailor, you know, he's got sea legs. That's what it is. Hard to trip a sailor.
Flail at him again. Come on, flail. 15.
Yeah, it's a miss.
Oh,
Just of you. I only got an 8 that time, though, so he also misses you.
I'm gonna just go with the old
Let him
trusty
try to go
axe.
down.
Chop. 17.
I get a reflex save, but that is a hit. I rolled a 19 reflex save, so I'll take half.
That is 8 damage.
I'll take 4.
Yep.
Back to Karam.
Hey.
13 with your flail is a miss. This guy's gonna try and stab you. I got an 8 in the stabber, so he misses again.
I'm sweeping the leg again.
Alright, try in front of the trip, CMB.
Didn't work. No, it won't. 9.
Yeah. Once again, you failed at sweeping the leg. This guy is really sturdy. He's got some thick calves. It's not the guy to be leg sweeping.
Flail at him.
Alright, flail away.
This is like the same. Try to knock him out. 22.
That's a hit.
4.
4 damage. He's pretty beat up at this point. It's like when you're playing Punch Out and they're like at that last level, they're like flashing and stuff. He's definitely flashing right now.
Go down. There's one other
He
person.
takes one more swing at you, Cam. He's sure he's going down soon, but he's not going down without a fight. He only got a 12 versus your AC, though, so I think he misses again.
There's another chop. That's a not natural 20.
That's going to be a hit.
11 damage.
It's actually just enough to kill him. Dead. He is not just unconscious at this point. Arag, you can tell Arag cut him enough that he is not coming back from this unless you have a doctor, but at this point, this guy's probably dead.
I point at him and then I like look at those kids and I'm like, you saw that, right?
They run back into their room, close the door.
Did you get him?
Yeah. Alright, we gotta get the other guy.
I'm gonna take that the dead guy down to the cells anyway.
Might as well, yeah.
You guys carry a dead body all the way down to the bottom level.
Yeah.
The guard looks at you pretty weird. He doesn't give you a key still because you didn't come with authorization, but the kid cell is still unlocked if you want to throw it in there. It's at the far end, too, so it's far away from Bakefo and Eriku and Bridget.
Fuck it, throw him in
Yeah,
there.
we're
We're just
throwing
weekend
him
at Bernie's, this dude. You're like, he's in there.
Alright, you toss a dead body into a cell.
I go up to the guy and I ask him to lock that cell so zombie get out.
Diplomacy.
Yeah, really?
He's been down here the whole time. He was-
Yeah.
Come on.
We're in the cellar, come on.
He says, well, usually you have to have clearance from the captain or first or second mate. It looks like it's already a problem, and he points, and the guy's standing up before he can give you the key anyway.
Hi.
So he's kind of floppy because he's been cut by Arog's axe, but he's standing up and he's leaving the cell, walking towards you guys now. Roll for initiative. I got a 20, not natural.
What? What?
So he's going first, I assume.
I yell out of the cell, like, Cam, stop talking to that rude pool boy! Come swimming! Please!
Yeah. You guys see all this, but totally see something like that going.
I'm like, get it!
So Zombie gets a jump on you guys. It comes barreling down the hallway. Lunges at Karam. I only got a 4 versus your AC because it's a sloppy zombie.
I'm gonna chop him before I can try this step.
Alright, so roll that attack.
14.
That's a miss.
So I want to try, like, knock him off.
Try and trip him.
Step in it! It's already dead. Let's try
I am yelling, choke him out.
I mean, I've seen zombies. Go ahead, do it. Right, tear his head off.
Pray to my goddess. I'm a day girl strength.
With your prayer, your god will say, if you want strength, you do have the ability to smite, and all zombies are evil, and you do extra damage versus undead. So if you really want to do some, and you can add your charisma bonus to this attack if you smite, so just tell me you're smiting, says your god, if you really want to tear the shit out of the zombie. You gonna smite choke?
I'll smite it then.
with your holy hands.
Plus 8. 7.
That's a hit.
13.
13, nice. That's a lot of damage. His head doesn't come clean off, but you definitely did some severe neck. It's like wobbly now. He's got a wobbly head. You did some severe neck damage with your holy hands.
I'm like, whoa, look, he about to pass out and he's still into Karen.
Zombie gets a 16 versus Karam's AC.
Which I believe is 15.
I feel like meanwhile, Beketho and Eric, who think you guys are in like a dance contest maybe or something.
I'm doing the electric slide.
Definitely synchronized type of dancing.
Mando is man thrusting at towards Bridget.
I got a 16 versus your AC during this dance party fight.
You got 15.
They do 3 damage. Just like slaps you with the back of his zombie arms, you loosen his head.
Slap you? Little bitch. I scream over, I'm like, don't let that pool boy speak to you like that, Kiram.
Rude pool boy. That's coming out of his tip.
Damn.
I'm gonna clean that band-aid out of the pool. Is it a new band-aid?
Say what?
Either way, it shouldn't be there.
Oh,
I'm gonna chop that zombie without hesitation.
Pineapple.
Nice zombie. That is a 25.
Hit him.
Yeah.
Wrestling with the pool boy too.
That's 11 damage on
Joker.
Alright, this zombie is no more. He's cut to bits. He's now just pieces of zombie. You guys get 100 experience points each.
I'm gonna throw the pieces into the fucking engine.
Wait.
Who wants to open it?
Wait, what?
I'm just saying, maybe let's try throwing it to that shark. Maybe he'd like zombie flesh.
Throw half of it and the other half to the shark.
I don't think the engine likes that too much, just the zombie parts in there.
It's something that though, that like
I think it
suffice for its hunger for a little while longer.
Knowledge religion or knowledge planes?
Alive. And then
that weekend of dreams. Get him out. I'm just throwing it out there.
I think your experience is that burning the zombie bodies obviously does something. You can tell the ship probably doesn't prefer it due to the black smoke and just the things you've heard of that ship so far. It prefers people that aren't willing. Like it obviously has something to do with souls, and zombies have already lost their souls. So I think a zombie body would please the ship less, although it still sort of works as fuel.
Oh,
So
okay. Well, then.
less pleasing, but still fuel.
Can I search his body?
You may. He seems to have dropped his neck up deck, so that's already gone. Knife's already gone, but you can roll a perception check to see whatever else is on him.
14.
Alright, he doesn't seem to be carrying a whole lot. He's got a small pack with a couple things in it. 5-foot rope, a small journal with 10 pages in it.
Oh, read his diary. Take everything that
The journal appears to be blank because he has no pen and ink, but he does have a 10-page blank journal. He's wearing a shell necklace, if you want to take that. Seems like something he made himself. He's carrying a small jeweler's kit. Has like a tiny little hammer to pound metal and a little ring vise and a magnifying glass attached to it.
I take all that in.
Clothes and bag. But he is elven in your size, so if you want to take his outfit and leave his naked body, you'll have an extra pair of clothes. It's clothing you would find suitable.
That clothing has holes.
Yeah, it does have some holes where the stabbing was happened, but you might be able to salvage some of it, you never know. Boots, maybe.
I'm still walking around in your Speedo, Karen. Am I in my Speedo? Is that it?
Unless you have some other clothes on you that you changed into at some point in time.
We're still in our beach outfit.
Are we?
Y'all are.
I am.
Karen's wearing armor, so.
Never know. I took my clothes off. I just said I will swim in. I know you don't take your armor off.
You put it back on after you swim in the nude, and then you put your armor back on when you get out of the water.
Yeah, right out. You don't even dry.
Armor on.
Hold all your clothes, you put them on top of your head.
Hell, there might be something in the water. You might wear your armor out into the water, because you never know what you're going to run into in the water, even.
Run into crazy.
Dumb to leave your armor behind.
The bottom. I have no armor. I am wearing two top belts. I'm going to
That's natural.
take all that, and then I guess I'm going to throw the body into the engine.
Alright, who wants to open the furnace door?
Can I cook it with my rapier or something?
You can do that. Your rapier is going to take 4 damage, so it's a little bent right now, but it's not broken.
Yeah, okay. I'll do that.
Alright, so you bend your rapier to open the furnace, and then you toss this body in together, bits of it. Black smoke emerges, the door slams shut, the engine continues running, begrudgingly.
Yeah, well, that didn't work out the way we wanted it to.
Other dude.
We get one of
Ogawa. We're gonna murder this guy. Oh no. The Japanese island, Ogawa.
So you guys go Agawa hunting?
I want to ask the guard if the Ogawa is so much.
He shrugs. He says, I spent a lot of time down here. I don't really know. I'm not even allowed to sleep. I have to wear this magical amulet that keeps me awake all the time.
Okay.
Give me that. Go to the next deck and try to find Ogawa.
Sure. Yeah, mid-deck.
So you guys go searching. At some point you get split up looking. Karam's going to find Ogawa alone. Well, without Arog at least. But you're going to find Ogawa in the showers with several other people. So he's nude, lotion off his nude body when you approach.
I'm
flesh.
Yes, Mr. Ogawa. May I talk to you?
Turns around startled.
Quickly, please. Like ghosts.
What can I do for you, sir?
I'm gonna need you to get dressed and come with no questions asked.
Diplomacy or intimidate?
Captain's order.
Bluff.
22.
He says, yeah, I'm almost finished. There's just one spot on my back I can't get. Will you get it for me?
Of course.
Alright, you watch this one part of this guy's back, and then he agrees to come with you.
Okay, I lead him to see if I can find Erog on the deck first, or go.
Alright, so roll a perception check to find Arog on your way back through the bunks.
6.
Yeah, it's very crowded. You're even having trouble making it through the bunk area.
I yell, Erog, I need you.
Arog can roll a perception check to see if he hears you since you can't see him.
We need to get one other man to come with us first. There was wanted to fight the shark.
Ship's still rocking, by the way. That's not right.
I just need
Still, the ship is being rammed by something
all I want is
consistently all this time.
my friends to fight.
Can we notice the bumping around that's going on?
In your state of mind, no.
I just think Amanda's making too big of waves in the pool and needs to calm the fuck down.
Alright, my bad.
I just think it's like really loud music or something.
Throw up my hands like this. On the other side of the pool.
I rolled a 14 on that perception.
It's hard to hear because of the loud thumping of the large shark that still seems to be ramming inside of your ship. You hear a familiar voice, although you can't make out someone saying your name or anything. You're busy talking to your bunk mate from earlier today who you ran into while looking for this Ogawa fellow. You've been having a conversation with this guy for a minute, and you're kind of wrapped up in conversation. You might sort of hear Karam's voice, but not pick up what Karam's saying and still be kind of wrapped up in your conversation. It's very crowded in here right now.
I say to the guy that's following me, he's like, on the count of 3, we're gonna yell, Erog. And then we can be on our way, okay?
Diplomacy.
11.
He's like, what is this, some kind of joke?
No, I promise you. Please just trust me.
Alright, only because you're so
That's my
trustworthy.
aura of good, which is level 3.
Alright, he says, there's something I don't like about you, but I'm going to do it anyway. So he's going to yell with you in the count of 3. Arog, you can roll another perception check now to see if you hear it.
I rolled a 7.
You know what? But because you heard that noise before, you guys started talking louder, and now you're having an even harder time hearing Karam before because your conversation has like been taken up a notch. You're even more excited about what you were talking about.
Fucking joke, and I was laughing right then.
I look around, I jump and I look around one more time.
So even though you jumped that high, you can't pick out Arog out of this crowd full of Vishkanians and humans that are crowded down here right now. The ship's shaking when you're jumping. It's very disorienting. Everyone's being really loud.
Okay, let's go. I lead him
Alright, roll a strength check to push your way through the crowd.
13,
Alright, you struggle making your way through. Why don't you roll one perception check, both of you, to see if you spot each other on the way out.
22.
5.
Alright, Karam, this time you do spot Arog, although he's still very wrapped in this conversation and does not notice you passing by. And as you're passing by, you see him like yelling with that guy from this morning. They seem to be like loudly agreeing with each other.
I love being a pirate so much.
Yeah, is he close enough where I can, like, tap him on the shoulder?
Oh yeah, you can definitely tap on the shoulder if you want. Alright, perception check Arog to be tapped on.
11.
Alright, you notice it. You're still kind of involved in your conversation, so you're gonna like sort of like half glance at first. But you'll see it's Karam.
We're like, oh, hey, Karen, what's
Yeah.
up? And I'm just kind of talking with you.
Until Karam tells you otherwise.
Hey, I found our man. We need to go.
What?
We need to save the ship. Let's go.
What man?
The man
Oh,
that we were speaking about.
Odwalla?
Ogawa. Yeah, we found the man. Wink. Let's go.
Alright. I'll catch up with you later, man. I gotta go. I got business things.
So you guys take Ogawa and you go towards the ladder to go below deck. He's like, what are we going down there for?
Need your help.
Diplomacy and maybe a slight bluff.
Maybe it's 22.
Pretty convincing. I rolled low enough. He's gonna go. You're nice. You seem friendly, even though there's something he doesn't like about you. You do seem trustworthy. So yeah, we'll go down there.
I let him walk ahead of me a little bit, like.
He climbs down. As he comes down, the guard waves at him. Seems to know the guy. Hey, Ogawa. Ogawa says, "Hey, Menzagor."
I nudge Erog with my elbow.
Like, what? Huh? I'm right there with you.
I think that might be a bluff to pass that message secretly, since there's some sort of like weird ulterior motive going on. I got a 20, not natural, so he's definitely suspicious now that you're like hinting at your buddy and you're down here in this strange area. You can tell he's like nervously looking around. And he says, "Menzagor, what's going on here?" He speaks to his guard friend. Menzagar shrugs.
How far away is the closest cell that I
And there's cells all around you. Most of them are locked and closed. There's the one that's open on the end, but that's it.
I know he's gonna get us trouble.
I mean, he might not, but I mean, this is the will of the leaders of this ship. I mean, this is like a hive mind situation.
That's what I thought it was gonna, but they asked me why. Like,
Well, I mean,
that guy's fine.
They don't want to go in there. I don't know. I say we just fucking hit him.
Let's roll for initiative, because I feel like you just said that out loud. I only got a 7 for initiative, so you're probably starting to jump on him after saying that.
I got a 20.
You just say that and then hit him.
I say I'm sorry. I'm under order to do this. And I take out my weapon and I rolled a 10.
We're sort of like standing right next to him.
What was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
card?
you're within 5 feet.
Alright, I'm gonna fucking headbutt him. 15.
That is just barely a miss.
Oh!
Either that he's just got a really hard head, one or the other.
I want to try to intimidate this guy as I'm holding my flail. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to hurt you, but we're told to put you in here. This doesn't mean you're gonna die. We just need so we can save the ship real quick, and I promise I will do my best to get you out of here.
This is the least intimidating intimidation check I've ever heard, but you can roll it.
I obviously didn't work too well.
Yeah. So obviously you were too polite to be that intimidating.
I'm gonna swing out with my flail. 16.
Oh, just barely a miss. He is going to try and tackle you, Karam. I got a 21 versus your CMD. So he's on top of you, you're both on the ground, you're now prone. Your AC is -2, and you have to stand up to do anything, which will open an attack of opportunity.
I'm gonna try to grapple him up in like a full Nelson.
Alright, roll CMB to grapple him off.
13.
Ooh, too low. You can't quite get your arms and legs around him to full Nelson.
What if I tickle him?
Ooh, I like it. I feel like that might be a CMB as well, but I'll allow it. I feel like it's a type of disarm. So if this succeeds, he'll drop his weapon.
9.
Seems to not be ticklish. Wherever you just tried to tickle him, he's not ticklish there. Alright, I rolled a natural 1 on you though, so while he tries to swing on you from on top, he like just broadly misses and you somehow like trip him up, so now he's on his back. So you guys are both on the ground, prone, facing up on your backs next to each other.
I'm gonna stomp him. 18.
That's a hit.
Yeah! Stomp hit. 5 damage.
I am going to try to down.
So he's trying to like roll over and get on top of him, reverse the move. So roll CMB to try and pin him.
23.
Oh, you got him.
Erog, grab the rope from my bag, tie him up.
Alright.
Alright, but it's his turn, right? I'm gonna try an escape artist to get out. I rolled a 20 versus your CMD, not natural.
What? Can I use an anti-hero point?
You can. I'll re-roll -8. I rolled a 2, so it's going to be below 0, and so you totally got him still. Which means, Arog, you have this chance right now to roll survival check. Tie either hands or feet with a lower survival check, or all 4 with a higher survival check. The more complicated your tie job you're trying to do, the higher you have to do. So
I'm gonna start with his feet first.
roll survival check to tie feet.
Got a 14.
Right, and that's how good that knot is then. So his feet are tied. At this point, you're on top, and you can roll survival to do his hands if you want right now, Karen.
20, not natural.
So his hands are tied up real good. I'm going to roll an escape artist to try to get his feet free, because that's the more likely one. I'll see if I get it. Oh, I rolled a 19 plus 2, 21. So he is able to like kick his feet free from that knot that Arog tied, but his hands are still tied. That's pretty much his whole turn, is just kicking his feet free.
I'm gonna stomp him again. Wiggling. That's a 19.
Shin stomp him.
That's 8 damage.
8 damage. That hurt.
Oh, I can feel it.
Yeah. Arog encourages you to tie his feet back up.
Yeah, try and tie his feet up.
Alright, roll that survival check. Retie his feet.
5.
Alright, so you're having trouble. He's still kicking, and you're having trouble tying that knot, so he's going to try to kick him free again. I rolled a 6, so like just barely enough to kick his feet free again. So his feet are still free, and it's back on Arog.
Stomping.
Alright, stop him again.
It's been working. That's a 15.
He is prone right now, so I get a reflex save on the 15. I rolled an 11, which is not going to be enough versus your dex, I'm sure, so you get to take full damage.
5 damage.
Alright, 5 damage. Pretty bloody at this point. It looks like he's about to pass out.
Get him good, Karen.
Is it possible that I grab him by the ankles, drag him?
Yeah, you can roll a CMB to grab the ankles and a strength to drag him.
15.
Ooh, barely. He's still kicking too much for you to be able to grab his ankles well, drag him. Like, you can kind of wrap your hands around him, but he's like kicking and moving. Can't keep a good hold. He's going to try and get his hands free. I'm going to roll an 8, though.
Stomping him. 14.
Just barely a miss, because I'm at 15 prone right now.
Alright, one more time.
Survival check to tie his legs.
No, I'm gonna try to grab his
CMB to grab.
15 again.
Just a little too low. You got him, but not quite well enough. Tries to get his hands free again. I only got an 11, so he's still unsuccessful to getting free. Here comes Arog with a stomp.
Oh, I'm fixing it up.
Oh, okay.
I'm going with an elbow drop.
Elbow drop. Nice. Finishing move.
I'm gonna be like, I said stay still.
Elbow drop.
Elbow drop.
Fuck yeah. I got a 22 on the elbow
That's definitely a hit. It's a beautiful elbow drop at a 22. Solid.
Oh, I only did 4 damage with it though.
Solid elbow. It's enough to knock him unconscious. And it's
Yeah.
and it's non-lethal damage, so he's not bleeding, he's not become a zombie or anything like that. He's just unconscious.
That's what I was going for.
I'll nudge him with my toe to make it out.
Oh, he's out.
Alright, good job, Erog. I apologize to his unconscious body, and I say, hey, Mezigor, can you unlock one of these cells for us?
Minzigor looks really confused about what just happened, and he's like, I don't know. I mean, that was a cool fight and all.
I'm gonna be like, first mate's order.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright, that's true. Give me a diplomacy for first mate's order.
you wouldn't be going through all this trouble.
Right?
For
15.
no reason.
I rolled low enough. He's gonna go along with it. Shrug. I guess the cells are pretty empty. Engine does need more food. You're welcome to throw this guy in one of those cells.
Alright, thank
we
you.
gotta tell him about that deal we made at the first.
Yeah, he said that the dogs take care of the first guy. We were supposed to take
You
care
took
of
care of him, alright.
Yeah. We were under orders to take care of both these guys or lock them up or whatever. Doesn't matter. They don't care. In order to release our 2 other prisoners over there, and I point to
Sort of semi-bluff, because you were supposed to lock him up as a trade, but
try
just small bluff on your part there, Karen. Yeah, he says you're gonna have to bring one of those guys down here to verify that before we can lock anyone up.
Really?
Or before we can trade him out. You can lock the guy up if you want, but if you want to trade out prisoners, you gotta bring down one of those mates to verify that.
I walk a little closer to the guy. Don't think you want to go through that make them come all the way down here. They're probably going to get mad, and them being kids want to throw you in for making them the room.
Alright, diplomacy or intimidate. Yeah, that's pretty good. He's gonna sigh and say, whatever, you can take one of them.
Very cool.
Oh.
Unless are you
I'm getting my own room.
Yes.
Alright, he unlocks the cage and asks Eriku to come out, who gladly obliges.
I
Wonderful
demand
vacation.
my own room and a nap.
Alright, you come out of the cage, and you should roll a will save when you come out of the cage, Eriku.
7.
Alright, you're under the ship's control, just like Arog, so you can still do whatever you want unless the ship doesn't want you to do it.
I'm gonna high five Eric.
You're back to being a normal crew member, basically. You feel like you had a really good dream, and you're coming out of it now, and now you're back to like, nah, but you're back at work. It's like when you go on vacation, you're like right back, the first day back at work. That's you right now. But you really love the company you work for, so the benefits are great.
Because I'm still grumpy because I need a nap, but I am happy to be on the ship.
The shark attacks, or the large animal attacks from outside the ship, seem to have slowed, so the ship isn't rocking as much. But the ship does seem to be in panic. From down here, you can hear the noise above of the ship in panic.
I might have to come back for Macafo. And Bridget, so we don't, and my mom. So we don't have to.
I'm so cranky because I don't have a lot of hit points, so I'm just like,
Erica, we have to.
what's been going on?
Remember when back in the day, feels like forever ago, is that shadow shark? I'm pretty sure we saw another one.
I'm like, the one I speared, but it didn't hear it. I get angry because shadow shark's on my list. I just feel so out of it. I feel like I
So grumpy.
We need to go to the top deck with Arog, and if we can go fight this thing now and maybe round up some other people, I don't know.
From what it sounds like, it might be trying to leave us alone.
Didn't you say that it wasn't evil? You tried to attack it before, and you tried to sense evil, and
But it was not.
but not evil. I'm down to get the shark that's on my list. The revenge list that I
I don't know how
have
to kill them. How are we going to kill them?
Can I roll knowledge arcana?
Arcana or planes.
14.
Yeah, you don't know a lot other than what you would know about shadows in general.
I got a natural 20 for my knowledge arcana on how to kill that shark.
Eriku, from your experience of it, it seemed to be real enough that you could hit it even though you guys didn't hit it last time. You think that while it might possess some powers that link it to the Shadow Realm that may make it harder to hit, your knowledge is if you want to hit something, you gotta hit it.
We still.
So I gotta
Somehow.
hit it again?
You just gotta be able to hit it.
I'm gonna punch it with my fist.
It's gonna take something physically hitting it.
Okay, well, it doesn't sound like combined knowledge here.
I said I'm ready to punch it.
You climb through the middle level, where there seems to be a lot of commotion. There's a lot of people trying to shake awake people out of their bunks to come aid during this crisis, and a lot of them aren't responding, which is causing even more commotion. They're just laying there and arguing. So there's a whole bunch of commotion as you pass through there up to the top floor, where everyone is working full capacity, full speed. This a creature attacking, obviously doing damage to the whole of the ship. It has seemed to slow down, even as you guys climbed your way up. The attacks seem to be growing less and less frequent, like it's probably about to swim off right now.
I mean, I think if you want to punch it in the face, that was your chance.
Are y'all coming with me or am I running on my own?
I mean,
I'll go and watch.
I'll have to heal myself first. I'm at 11.
I need some healing also, and I look over at Kira and I wait. I did not get a good nap. I am only at 7.
Max.
37.
What do you want?
I'm fighting that shark.
I'm gonna lay on hands, Eriku. Sensual lay on hands.
How much better does Eriku feel?
2.
I grab Karen's hand, and I'm like, thank you. I walk away.
You're very welcome.
So you climb up the final ladder to open the hatch to the top of the demon ship, surface layer, which is just above the dark water. And as you're climbing up, you see that the shadow shark is bumping one last time. You need to make a reflex save as you climb out.
Not a natural 20.
24.
11.
So Karam is the one that falls off the top of the ship up here. There's not much walkway up here. There's not a whole lot of room to walk around. It's about 5-10 feet across, 10 feet at its widest. So Karam slipped off the side. He's now fallen into the dark water right next to the demon ship. The other two of you are up there.
Can I reach out for him?
Yeah, you can reach out for her with a reflex save or something. Yeah, just reach out for her with a strength to pull her back up. I'll allow that. She's close enough if you do it right now. But that'll be your standard for this turn.
I'm raging. 25.
You're able to pull Karam back up with that. He's back up there with you. He's wet, but he's no worse for the wear.
Thank you.
It's like I'm picking up a puppy.
I'm so sorry.
But that was your standard for this turn. So, Arod, Karam, you guys got anything?
I'm going to take out, take out a flail.
I'm gonna lean casually against the railing.
I look up at here, I'm like, I got your back!
The shark swims about 60 feet off the side of your ship.
I grab one of my children's eyeballs out of my fanny pack, and I throw it towards the shark.
Roll maybe a handle animal to get its attention.
9.
Does not come back for that tiny eyeball. Now floats in the dark water.
I got another one.
Don't worry. I got plenty of eyeballs.
Oh, nice. I still got a little bit of that fake thumbs up, whatever it is. I'm gonna throw some of that.
Yeah, how much?
Some of my fish bait.
Fistful.
Those 25, I'll throw a handful.
5 baits out of your 25? How much are we saying?
Yeah.
Toss some baits in the water. I'll let you roll a handle animal with that as well.
20, not natural.
That's a miss. It's gonna stop where it's at, and I will not move this turn. It's like a circling in one area about 60 foot away.
I'm gonna rip off my clothing and wrap around one of my arrows. That take a whole turn. That's what I do.
Arod's just still leaning.
Yeah, I'm just watching. I want to see what happens up here. Honor the spectacle.
The shark moves a little bit farther off. He's about 90 feet off now.
Oh, you
I'll light this arrow on fire, shoot it at it, half-hands, also throw some.
I say out loud, you need to remember that we have to summon dolphins. I just ready my axe so that if something happens, I can swing it to action.
Yep, you'll have a ready action to swing your axe if something attacks you.
Go ahead and load my crossbow with the arrow that I wrapped up. But before I do that, I'm gonna throw some more of that out there. Another 5. Wait, no, I'm gonna do 10 this time.
Big chum. Alright, roll a handle animal.
Natural 20.
It comes back at a high speed, so it's now only about 20 feet away, coming right for the ship. Looks like it swam right through your bait.
I brace myself on the railing. Just hold on tight. I get one hand on the railing and one hand on the strip.
My cape.
I ready my axe and summon my dolphin to aid me somehow. Come, dolphin!
Alright.
Fight us, help us fight!
Dolphin will arrive, although you don't speak Sylvan, so you can't give it orders, but it's there, confused with what to do. But hopefully this creature will see it as food. That'll be enough.
Yeah, I make sure the dolphin's right next to the submarine.
I mean,
So that, and I'm over it like this. I barely speak common. It says barely next to common. And I'm gonna just ready my axe with one hand and my fist with the other. I'm just on the edge and I'm just gonna I'm gonna go at it with my fist first.
Alright, so you want to do the unarmed strike on your turn next time.
Light my arrow.
Alright, that's a standard action to use your flint and steel. Roll survival check.
6.
Alright, you're having trouble getting it lit this turn. Giant 20-foot long shark leaps into the air. It's coming right for you guys. It's airborne, mouth open. It's got a 20-foot reach for Karam. It's going to be a 20, not natural. You bite Karam.
Anti-hero point. I push Karen out of the way of the shark.
Kind of a mean way.
Alright, so you push it out of the way, and now the attack will be on you, Eriku, but it will be with a -8. So I got a 27 minus 8, so 19 versus your AC, Eriku.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right,
Let
gonna
me
do.
cut it from the inside.
That's 34 damage. But because the Shadow Shark, there's a chance that maybe it's not going to happen. I need you to roll percentage chance. In this instance, you want to get below 20.
I got double 0 and 8.
That's 8. That's good. The teeth come down on you. You feel like this is about to hurt, but then they pass right through you as it continues to jump through the air. Its whole body passes through you.
Oh, yeah.
See, guys, we're fucking with ghost stuff. I don't like ghosts.
Yeah. It splashes in the dark water on the other side of the ship behind you, but you just felt like it was about to eat. You saw yourself getting eaten, and then this passed straight through you.
That was amazing.
It's like if Free Willy was a horror movie.
Yeah. So now it's behind the ship by about 10, 20 feet.
I've turned to my fellow compadres and say, I need a longer nap if we're going to deal with this.
I start heading back toward the hatch, back below deck.
Arog's the first one down the ladder.
I follow.
You follow.
I just laugh
You lock that thing back up, but it does seem to leave the ship alone once you guys go back below deck. Although when you guys are climbing back downstairs, the captain is very mad and he's yelling at all the men because he was woken from his nap by all the loud noise, and now his tummy hurts and he's hungry. He wants a feast.
I'm gonna go take a nap. I assume all the beds are free. I don't have to fight anyone if everyone's panicking.
We're still locked. Are we still
There are
locked?
enough beds and there's some available for you right now. A lot of the human crew members have refused to get out of bed, but there's still enough beds.
Hello, in my jail cell.
Someone
I
take a
can
nap
see
as
that
well.
little brat.
You guys all go rest while the captain throws his hissy fit.
Just kidding.
Alright, you guys can do a D6 of rest, so D6 plus con, before you get woken up for crew meal. Time for everyone to eat all at the same time. The new captain's order is once a day meal, everyone together. So you can't miss that. Only one that's allowed to miss it's probably Karam, because you can resist the will to do it. But
Good thing it's mealtime.
you're getting woken up for mealtime. People that aren't getting up for mealtime are being berated by their fellow crew members. Captain's demanding to be fed. Roll a perception check when you guys wake up.
24.
Eric, who's going to pick it up for sure. The rest of you might get some whispers and murmurs. But they seem to be threatening whenever they're waking you guys up, like, get out of bed or you're next is the threat. You can take that if you're smart enough to know what that means. You see what's on tonight's menu.
Oh, snap.
It's a fellow crew member. You can see some pants and arms and legs on the platter. Human meat served up for you guys to eat for dinner tonight.
Oh, that's fine with me.
Well, yeah, if you're under the orders of the ship, you have no problem eating it. I think the only one that was going to have a problem eating it would be Karam.
Okay, can I, at least, express a little bit of concern about us eating our crew members?
Out of game, yes. In game, no, because the ship wouldn't want you to. Probably one of the guys that you, from when you first got brought on the ship, that you met when you first got on. He's food now, so it doesn't matter anymore. You guys enjoy your meal, except for Karam. Where do you go to pray at on the ship? Where do you go that's quiet?
Top deck.
You go to the top deck where everyone's working? There are less people working right now because it's mealtime, so it's like a skeleton crew on the top deck. So it's sort of quiet. You can go above by your old upside down cross, or do you want to go corner where no one's working?
And I set out my bedroll and sit down and I'm gonna meditate but pray.
Alright, roll me a stealth check to not be seen.
13.
I did not roll high enough to see you, so you got away with it. So you're hiding over there fine.
Pray for the safety of my friends and for guidance from Amade.
Roll me diplomacy or knowledge religion.
16.
With that, your God's going to impress upon you that there's a lot of pressure on you because you are a good person in an evil place. One of the very few people on the ship that has control of themselves, their thoughts and actions. So even your own friends on the ship, it would be hard to trust. So this is a place with very little light, not a place where God can help you very much. But he wishes you well.
I'd like to go speak to the navigator if there's any progress on our location situation. Maybe work on trying to figure out where the fuck we are. So
The dude was reading the maps for him, right?
we have the captain and the navigator working on our location. Off the top, used the spyglass, looked around, didn't see him last time. We've been traveling for a little bit of time. I mean, I took that nap.
Yeah, that's 6 hours, so that's something.
Yeah, that's a long time for a ship to go, to pass the push. So maybe there's something in range now. I don't know.
Go take another nap.
I don't want to get eaten. I don't want to end up on one of those plates.
Erica goes back to sleep for a couple of hours. Arrow goes to check on the navigator. Arrow, you can look around with a perception check whenever you get up deck.
I got a 13.
Karam's stealth was higher than that, so even you don't spot Karam where Karam's praying. You do go straight to the navigator, who's always busy at work, and he's still trying to figure out his maps.
As I enter the room, I'm just like, hey, how's the location situation going?
We're still in uncharted territory. We don't usually come this far south, where there are no ships to rob. Even that Snake Island was a fluke.
Yeah, that place sucks real bad.
We didn't expect to find this many slaves this far south. We were just exploring and got lucky. I doubt that'll happen twice, though.
Riding south?
We're definitely farther south than the Snake Island. Uncharted territory, so he's making new maps now based on the things you're encountering.
Alright, which way are we heading? Which direction?
Seems we're heading north, northwest.
You look above deck, they get a location there instantly. Anything I can do to help?
They have periscopes, they can look above deck anytime they want. Apparently a couple of folks have been above deck to go shark hunting or something lately, but if they didn't see anything, dark water can be tricky, hard to spot things until you come right up on them sometimes, especially when it's dark out.
Well, just let me know if there's anything I can do to help. I want to get us out of this fucking...
You know, stick to doing your job, sailor.
Yeah,
Whatever
alright.
that may be.
I leave the navigator. I would like to finally put my railroad spikes in my shield legs.
So you want to use your weapon smithing skill during this time.
I'll sleep however long that takes them.
That's going to take him 8 hours, so you can roll a d8 plus con for that. You can roll your craft check to see how well that goes.
That is a 22. Perfect.
Alright, I'm feeling great.
I just added a new weapon. Shield spikes. I'm gonna slam a bitch with those things.
I wake up with addicts, and I'm like, damn, I had one more hit point, but I feel pretty good. So I'm ready to do whatever. Compliment Arog on his shield.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, these are awesome.
So I'm good to go.
You guys are happy and carefree, just happy to be here on the ship, enjoying your lives. I'm sure Karam's finished praying in that 8 hours. Do you do anything else in 8 hours besides pray, Karam?
I'm gonna take a nap. They're napping all day, kinda.
You're
Yeah, you can nap all you like. You're on vacation. You can pretty much be back up to full health if you want. The only thing you can't do is regain your spells because you don't have an animal companion.
Say that I've been meditating while you guys are running around doing stuff.
Yeah, you can meditate on vacation. You attract what looks to you like a lovely lobster.
Do I pet it?
Yeah, you can pet it.
I pet it.
You pet the lovely lobster.
I know that the lobster does not claw me.
Roll a handle animal whenever you pet it.
I handle that animal 6.
Alright, it scurries when you reach for it. Moves away rather quickly.
That's cool.
It backed up 5 or 10 feet, but it's still nearby. It just ran away a little bit.
Yeah, out loud I do not, and I know.
You want to handle animal it again to see if it's friendly with you or something?
Sure, 19.
It doesn't leave your area. It stays in this area nearby you. Like, it doesn't get any farther away for as ever long as you sit there.
I'm kind of hungry, so
You look at it. The other guy in the cage and Bridget will notice you looking and try to look and see what you're looking at. One of them will say it's a bird,
I'm like, what?
but the other one will say, no, that's a lobster.
I'm like, wait. I'm like, Bridget, what is this? And I point at it.
She clearly thinks it's a lobster, too. It's Ogawa that thinks it's a bird. He thinks you guys are crazy.
I'm like, Ogala, the fuck? How does this look like a bird? Like that, like real angry at it sort of Mando.
He will probably respond in kind to you. This is the tensest your vacation's been.
I'm gonna look back at Bridget, and I'm gonna be like, Bridget, how did you get on the same vacation island? Do I recognize Bridget?
I don't know. Have we met?
I like just that. I like at Bridget, and I'm like,
Freeze face.
no. Like an upward inflection at the end, and then I get that renewed so luck, goddess spirit, and I get closer to Bridget, and I'm like, what I'd like
So you start trying to hook up on this spa vacation weekend or whatever you think you're on.
for show.
So roll diplomacy on Bridget to see how well that goes.
It's a natural 20 with this diplomacy on Bridget.
Whoa!
Mando and Bridget up in a tree, KASSING. So you're gonna get a first base with Bridget for sure.
I'm gonna, in Rose of Our Passion, when she's directed, I'm gonna look over at Ogawa, and I'm gonna be like, I told you it was a lobster.
Meanwhile, back upstairs, everyone's rested and checking out Arog's new shield.
Oh yeah, I'm like flexing in response to him.
We're just
like,
being like, we don't
And Karen wakes up and looks over you guys and just hopes for the best.
While I'm hooking up with Bridget, can that be where the couple also discovers that Mando is not a man?
Yes.
I'm like, oh, Mando!
Time to go back to regular daily duties here on the ship, if you have them.
Is he still pray hiding or is he with us?
I was sleeping in
So
my little corner.
you're all together now in the same middle level of the ship in the bunks. You're able to see each other if you like to.
Go take fights and games.
Go see if there's land close by.
Alright, I'll go pop up top.
So you guys go back upstairs and check with the navigator all together?
Yeah.
You gotta report to duty anyway, so they go up there and do your normal daily jobs, pull levers, wipe stuff down, whatever you gotta do. So the navigator will say that someone has spotted land and that they're heading towards it. But it does seem to be uncharted territory. It's not land he recognizes, it's not on any map, not even the map the captain drew, which seems to be nonsense.
Chart that shit.
Also, so yeah, chart it.
He's charting it.
Chart phone now. He's down here. I turned the arrow to we probably gathered for going on land.
Yeah,
Well, I assume we're
Get
just
everybody ready.
rolling out en masse.
Well, make
Anyone
sure-
willing to fight?
Make sure everybody's ready to go. Weapons
Sounds
together
like
and
sort of
everything.
alarm that we're about to get on land.
The alarm's kind of already been sounded. Most of the people up here are working pretty steadfastly headed toward the land. And the standing orders from the captain are is to try to reach land, repair the ship, take what resources we can from the land, and then return to the sea, back to the black water.
Everyone going on land.
He's probably going to let at least 30 people off the ship. Maybe not the whole crew, but a group of 30 will probably be allowed to leave to go search for stuff. The ship clunks along. Of course, it's taking some damage, so it's riding pretty rough. The captain thinks it's unwise to dive, and you guys are entering into shallower water now anyway. And you apparently, because it's dark here, and while the water has lost some of its darkness, it's still pretty dark in color. It's more of a gray than a black here, but sort of like a diluted, brackish water. The ship has crashed into some rocks that they didn't see, but you guys are apparently close to shore, but you've crashed in some rocks just off. So the demon ship is stuck here, but you are close enough that the captain feels okay with sending 30 men to shore from here, wading through the shallows onto land. You want to be part of the crew of 30 to do that, you can do that, and there's going to be a crew of like 10 to 20 doing repairs, and the rest will be on ship maintaining whatever. That's going to be a skeleton crew on the ship.
I want to be on that raiding party.
Yeah, I'm like, Karen, I can see why you would never want to leave this amazing ship. But are you sure you want to stay behind?
Yeah. You were trying to fight that shark? I mean, that was
Let's
crazy.
be a slave.
But there might be something out there that you can fight and not, like, have a weird, ghost dance.
I appreciate you guys looking out for my interests, but there's some things I have to take care of, get everything fixed up and head off again.
Alright, well,
I'll meet up with you guys later, I promise.
I'm gonna head
Alright, so you guys climb up to the top deck of Demon Ship out in the open air. Climb off the Demon Ship into the shallow water. As soon as your feet hit the shallow water off of the ship, your will returns to yourself. You're now free to do as you wish, but you might want to roll a perception check to see the strange new world you are in.
As I make eye contact with Ego, we roll for perception. I don't see anything because I'm looking.
I rolled a 10.
You're in a mixed group of Vishkanyas and humans, and many of them look as confused as you do right now. They're also kind of looking at each other like, where are we? What are we doing? You look around, and you're on this barren, rocky landscape. So, like I said, there's some shallow water here that leads up to like more rocky ledges. It leads to like more rocky cliffs and hills. It seems like a desolate, rocky terrain, and you can't see past the clear rock faces in front of you. If you don't have dark vision, you can't see more than just the 5-10 feet in front of you in the water. You know?
So we're basically just kind of butted up against a rock face.
It seems climbable. It's not very steep, but it's just gray, rough rock.
Climbing.
I'm climbing.
All right, so is most other people.
I'm climbing that bitch. I don't even know what I'm doing here anymore.
Roll a climb check to climb up there once you get out of the water.
Yeah, I got a 26 on that climb
I got a
check.
natural 1.
Oh.
Eriku, with her one weaker arm, is having trouble climbing, keeps slipping down the rock. While very rough, does seem to crumble sometimes. It's like loose rock, so sometimes when you grab onto it, it breaks loose. Erog got better footing, was able to get right to the top, but Eriku is struggling. You'll see that when you get to the top.
I'm gonna lower my rope down.
Oh, yeah.
Give me a hand.
That'll probably aid a couple other people too if you want to help a couple other folks that are having a tough time.
I mean, whoever else wants to.
Alright, so Erog stands there, and some people will probably see what you're doing and copy that move. Now beside you are several folks leading down the ropes to help the folks that are having trouble climb. Your large group is on top of this hill. Roll a perception check to look out over the landscape below.
3.
Alright, from the top of this rocky hill, you see a gray wasteland out in front of you, full of more of this crumbling rock materia, and smack in the middle of it, what you will see is the largest humanoid body you have ever seen, slowly rotting and decaying.
What?
A giant dead human body, colossal in size, large enough for you to easily walk inside of. You're looking down on its head is in the valley below.
Like, how rotted?
It's pretty rotten, but it's so large you can assume something this large would take a long time to deteriorate. It's pretty gross looking, but there's still some flesh hanging off the bone. There's some bare bone. Its hair is long, still has hair. And once you get to the top of the hill, the wind wafts up the scent of this giant's rotting corpse, and the valley below just reeks of this dead giant.
I love the smell, but I need to look over at Erog real quick and be like, but what killed it?
That's true. How big is this island? Like, is this thing taking up like a large portion of this island?
This thing takes up almost the entirety of this island. It seems like it fell and created this crater that it's in, and this dry rock is built up around. This dry rock is built up around it. It seems to be sediment that built up around its body.
Oh, it's that old.
Oh,
Like, is it like it was damaged in battle, or is it like it died naturally?
Definitely looks like it was felled by something. It shows signs of wounds. It fell, at least. Something led to it to fall and die. Definitely died here, not of natural causes. It wasn't like laying peacefully or anything. Definitely looks like it fell or something pushed it or...
Oh, the giant rewards.
Okay, like around the giant and whatnot, can I see any other signs of life? Any like moving vegetation, any
Graffiti.
like fire, anything like that? Any
Roll another perception check to check for something in specific, if you'd like.
Damn it, 3.
9.
No signs of humanoid life, anything. Just signs of decay. I mean, maybe if you got closer to it, you would assume if there wasn't any animal life, it couldn't survive off these rocks. It'd be surviving off meat and flesh from that giant. So maybe something in or on its body, but from here, nothing.
Can we do a Rick and Morty and go inside Santa?
So, is it naked?
It seems to have been wearing clothes, although the cloth seems to be torn and mostly damaged now. There seems to be a large amount of cloth over its body.
If we get something off of that, I don't know.
Yeah, let's go pillage.
Let's go check it out.
If nothing else, you could pillage shit tons of cloth.
Yeah, well,
Any cloth
I mean, as long
merchants.
as it's worth something.
Let's go look at this giant pop.
There's gonna be giant gold coins in there.
That's going to take some walking to get there. You guys heading down to the head?
You know what? The head's a good place to start. Let's work on from the top to the bottom.
Alright.
Three.
There we go. Those can be valuable.
Or you head down the hill towards his head.
More huge eyes. Here are the
That's
giants.
the first thing I thought about.
Huge eye collection.
Like, I guess we could find something. I ready my axe.
So you guys head down the hill, down this crumbling rock. You can sort of like slide down the hill because it crumbles underneath you and rock rolls down behind you. But you just slide down into this valley and sort of like roll right down to where its ancient head is laid, sort of like right into a bed of its old hair. Landed in sort of a hair nest. Roll for initiative.
11.
Murdered by some giant headlights or
Yeah.
A 19.
I got a 5. As you guys slide down into the hair, you'll see creatures about the size of rats, a little larger, more aggressive, and more like bugs. They're brown and hairless, have no tails, but they're moving very quickly through this hair.
I ready my foot.
Start
Yeah.
stomping on them.
You only see one solitary one currently.
How away is it?
Within 5 feet of where you guys landed in this hair nest.
You know, fuck it. I'm gonna stomp that thing. 12.
Miss. You stomp at this thing and miss.
I also stomp at it real hard. 15.
Ooh, just barely a hit. I get a reflex save. Oh, but I fail, so you're gonna get him full damage.
Awesome. 10.
Alright, you squish one of these little things. It flows into a puff of vapor.
Ew, was it poisoned?
Carries a disease, but I don't think it matters whenever you kill it. It has to bite you to do anything. But after you smash that one, you look around and notice that several of this group that you brought with you that has also landed in this hair nest are dealing with similar problems. Many of them are dealing with larger numbers than you were.
Can I go around the hair?
Yeah, you just want to avoid those people that are fighting and just get out of here.
They're like distracting with the licenses right now, so I'm just gonna go around. I'm gonna do what I
Do you want to climb up the hair, up to the top of the head, or do you want to get out of the hair and like walk around to an ear?
I do want to get up and walk around.
His head is sort of like facing to what would be your left. So he's got like his nose and stuff down this way, climb the head to get to an ear, or go around the back of the head to get to his back.
I climb up the face to get to the ear. I'm avoiding the hair.
Well, you gotta climb up the hair to get to the ear. Unless you want to go around the nose. You want to climb the nose. You want to go around the side and climb up the nose?
I'm going around the front of the face. I'm going to the face.
Alright, you go around to the front of the face. Erog, do you follow?
No, I'm gonna try to help out our people. Too early to lose men to giant fucking mice.
Alright.
The closest guy I knew that had bugs on it.
You go to aid. There's a small group of 2 or 3 getting attacked by like 12 mites right near you.
Alright, fuck it. I'm just gonna go and start attacking those mites.
Roll for initiative as you approach this group. This time I got an 18.
8.
Alright, so Mite's got the jump on this group already. So you're gonna come they're already gonna be biting on these guys, and since they outnumber them, I'll only let one jump on you, but all these guys are getting bit. The one that I rolled against you is going to be 20, not natural.
Oh, that meets my armor class.
Alright, so you get a reflex save to take half of this damage if you like.
10.
So you will take 3 damage, plus I need you to make a fortitude save.
14.
So it's enough to avoid the fever, the filth fever bite. So you don't get sick, luckily, you just take that little bit of damage.
Cool. I'm gonna chop one of these mites with my axe.
The one that attacked you, I assume.
Yeah, fuck that thing. 9.
That's a miss. Party members, one will attack successfully, one will fail, third will fail. He will do some damage. And then the mites, you'll turn the lice. So that's going to be a miss on you, Erog. And it's fortitude saves for the disease. Back to you, Erog.
Alright, I'm gonna slash another one. 26.
That's a hit.
And then 10 damage.
Push that one into a puff of brown vapor. You can go ahead and move towards them now if you would like.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so you move in for that. You can't swing yet, but you can just move in to close enough to. And then they will attack some bugs. Miss. They're kind of overwhelmed in numbers. Many of them are getting bit by more than one at a time.
I'll chop them. Natural 20.
You're gonna smack one right off a guy and most likely vaporize it. Roll that damage.
Oh, yeah.
19 damage. Now that kills it. It explodes. So only one of them was able to hit a mite that turn. And now it's the mites again, the lice. Only 2 of them got bit by mites that time.
Check your head and tune in next time for more The Other Dungeon. This episode of Long Distance Dungeons and Dragons Dinner Theater is sponsored by our fans and friends on Patreon. Donate today. Keep Long Distance Dungeons and Dragons Dinner Theater alive.